Critical thinking and critical decision making. Business and economic decision making is all about making difficult choices. Critical decision making is about being aware of the process you use to make these decisions so that the best possible choices are made given the specific circumstances. In today's always connected world, success requires the ability to analyze increasingly complex issues in order to identify the most appropriate and most helpful solutions. In essence, this process requires critical thinking in order to make effective critical decisions. So let's define what is critical thinking and how do we accomplish it. Critical thinking has many definitions. Most of them have a lot of similarities, but I'm going to give you the definition that was defined by the National Council for Excellence in Critical Thinking in 1987. Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and/or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. In its most exemplary form, it is based on universal intellectual values that transcend subject matter divisions: clarity, accuracy, precision, consistency, relevance, sound evidence, good reasons, depth, breadth, and fairness. And a link I've included for criticalthinking.org has this definition included in that link, and tons of other information about critical thinking and critical decision making. So I'd like for you to take some time to go look at that website when you have a chance. So how are we going to approach critical thinking in Business 105? Well, in Business 105, what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at critical thinking as a 6-step process. And this 6-step process looks like this. And in that process, the first step is to identify the problem. State the problem in a way that allows you to solve it. You're going to express the problem in writing because usually that helps you to focus on the language that you're using. Make sure you use clarifying language and you're very intentional in your word choice. You're either arguing, you're persuading, or you're requesting. Based on those decisions, if you're arguing for a point, you might use different words. If you're trying to persuade, you're definitely going to use different words. And if you're making a request, you definitely phrase it and use different inflection in your voice. So pay attention to what the problem actually is. In step 2, you're going to analyze your problem. You're going to review other perspectives so that you're not using your own personal biases. You're going to brainstorm all the possibilities and implications of the problem, and you're going to research the problem. And then in step 3, you're going to formulate possible solutions or options. Think of as many solutions or options as you possibly can. You want to be creative and think outside the box. Also, you should consider similar problems and look at how they were solved. And then in step 4, you're going to evaluate your possible solutions because you've come up with many possible solutions. So you need to look at those and weigh them for their merits and their weaknesses. So you'll look at the advantages and disadvantages of each of your potential solutions. You're going to also ask potential questions that might help you guide your evaluation. Some of those questions might be, what outcome does each option likely have for short-term and long-term effects? How easily is the solution applied? Can it be accomplished? What are potential side effects of my solution? What risk might be included with this option? Have you considered all the alternatives to the solution that you've come up with? What options might help you achieve your goal long-term and the larger goals of your problem? Then once you've evaluated all your potential solutions, you're going to actually choose one. So you're going to try to choose the best solution for all of your needs and for all of your goals. So is the solution compatible with the goals and objectives and your priorities? If it is, that might be a good solution. If it's a minimal amount of risk, it's probably a good solution. And if it's a practical solution, then it's probably a good solution. And then in our final step, you're going to evaluate your solution. Once you've implemented it, did your solution work? If so, you solved the problem. If not, you have to return to the drawing board and try again. Well, this 6-step process, I want you to apply it in several problems, and we're going to work on that throughout the semester. But for homework for tonight, all you need to do is read these two scenarios that I've included. There's scenario 1 and scenario 2. And in those scenarios, you're going to identify all the problems that each scenario presents. So you're going to put scenario 1, identify the problems, and then in each of those problems, you're going to analyze the problem, and then you're going to come up with potential solutions for the problem. So 3 things for each scenario. Scenario 1, identify the problem, analyze the problem, and then potential solutions to the problem. Scenario 2, the same thing. Analyze the problem, identify the problem, analyze the problem, and then come up with potential solutions. You're going to submit those in Blackboard, and you're also going your answer responses in Blackboard, but you're also going to bring them to class because we're going to do some group work in class, and we're going to continue working with these 2 scenarios, and you will need to have your identified problems, your analysis, and your solutions for what we're going to do in class. And as usual, this homework assignment will be located in your homework folder in Blackboard, and I think you'll be able to easily find it and easily submit it. So, I hope you found this a helpful introduction to critical thinking, and we're going to work on it for the rest of the semester. Good luck, and see you in class.